Part 1. Kix pressed his 6 limbs against the cold metal floor of the shuttle. His translucent blue skin flickered with nervous patterns as he looked around at the other students. They were all here for the same reason. They wanted to understand humans. They wanted to see Earth. The Galactic Interspecies Academy floated high above the planet. Through the observation window, Kix could see Earth rotating slowly below. It looked beautiful from up here. Blue oceans, white clouds, green and brown land. But Kix had heard the stories. Earth was dangerous. Earth was a death world. Next to him, Thren shifted his massive rock body. The granitoid stood 8 feet tall and was made of living stone. He looked confident. On Kix's other side, Pip trembled. The small furry creature looked like a rabbit with a long tail. Pip's eyes were wide with fear. Vel floated near the ceiling. Her feathered body was light as air. She came from a world with no ground, only endless clouds. Horth sat in the corner, his reptilian scales shimmering. He came from a world that never changed temperature. He kept saying his species could adapt to anything. The door opened. A human walked in. He was shorter than Thren, but moved with purpose. His face had lines and scars. His eyes were calm but alert. This was Captain Doyen. "Welcome," Doyen said. His voice was steady. "I am your instructor. I will teach you about Earth. I will teach you how to survive." Survive. That word made Kix's skin flash yellow. On his homeworld of Velthera, survival was easy. The oceans were calm. The temperature never changed. There were no predators on land. Doyun touched a panel. Numbers appeared on the screen behind him. 23% of students in this program need emergency medical help, he said. 2 students have died. This is with all our safety equipment. This is with constant monitoring. Pip made a small sound of distress. Vel stopped floating and grabbed onto a handle. Even Thren looked less confident. Without protection, Doyen continued, 90% of alien species die on Earth within 48 hours. He let that sink in. Earth's atmosphere will burn your lungs. Earth's gravity will crush your bones. Earth's sun will blind your eyes. Earth's water carries millions of tiny organisms that will make you sick. And that is just the beginning. The screen changed. It showed video from previous classes. Kix watched in horror. An alien's environmental suit cracked. The student collapsed, choking on Earth's air. Another alien tried to stand but fell under the gravity. A third alien screamed as sunlight hit their sensitive eyes. "Why?" Vel asked. Her voice shook. "Why do you live there? Why not live in space where it is safe?" Doyen smiled slightly. "We tried. Many humans live in space stations now, but most of us need to return to Earth. We feel wrong away from home." "We need the chaos. Need the chaos?" Kix repeated. That made no sense. Every species sought stability. Every species wanted peace and calm. The door opened again. Another human entered. This one was younger, with kind eyes. "This is Dr. Hyunwoo," Doyen said. "He will examine each of you. He will give you survival suits designed for your biology." Dr. Hyunwoo smiled at them. "Don't worry too much," he said gently. "We will keep you safe. But you must listen carefully. You must follow all instructions. Earth does not forgive mistakes." Over the next hour, Hyunwoo examined each student. When it was Kix's turn, the doctor ran scanners over his body. "Your lungs are designed for water," Hyunwoo explained. "Earth's air is too thin for you. Your suit will add pressure and humidity. Your skin needs constant moisture. The suit will spray you every 10 minutes. He moved to Thren. "You are strong, but Earth's gravity is higher than yours. Your suit will help support your weight." Thren looked annoyed. He did not want to admit he needed help. For Pip, the news was worse. "Your species has lived in controlled environments for 10,000 years, Hyunwoo said. "Your immune system is very weak. You must stay in your suit at all times. Even a small cut could kill you with infection." Vel needed a suit that would help her walk. Horth needed temperature controls. Every student needed protection from something. "What about you?" Thren asked Hyunwoo. "What suit do you wear?" Hyunwoo looked down at his simple clothes. "This is all I need. Humans breathe Earth's air directly. We drink Earth's water without filters. We eat Earth's food even though it contains toxins that would kill most of you." "That's impossible," Horth said. "No species can survive such conditions without technology." "We are not no species," Doyen said from the doorway. "We are humans. We evolved on Earth. Earth shaped us. Earth made us strong." That evening, the students stood at the observation deck. A third human joined them. Lieutenant Jiwon was young and smiled often. but her eyes were watchful, always alert. "Look," she said, pointing at Earth below. "See those white spirals? Those are storms. The winds can reach 300 kilometers per hour. They can destroy buildings. They can tear trees from the ground." She pointed to another area. "That brown region, desert. The temperature goes from very hot during the day to freezing at night. There is almost no water. Most species would die of thirst in hours." "And there?" Kix asked, indicating the white caps at the top and bottom of the planet. "Ice," Jiwon said. "Frozen water. So cold that exposed skin freezes in minutes. Some humans choose to live there. They do research. They raise families. Choose to live there?" Pip squeaked. "Why would anyone choose that?" Jiwon smiled. "Because it is beautiful. Because it is challenging. Because we are human." Kix stared at the planet. From up here it looked peaceful. But now he knew the truth. Those beautiful blue oceans had waves tall as buildings. Those pretty green forests had animals that could kill with claws and teeth. Those white clouds brought rain and lightning and destruction. "Tomorrow," Doyun said, appearing behind them, "we go down. Tomorrow you will walk on Earth. Remember everything I taught you today. Follow every rule. Stay close to your instructors." He paused. "And try not to panic. Earth can smell fear." Kix did not sleep well that night. His dreams were filled with storms and gravity and burning air. In the morning he put on his survival suit. It was heavy and uncomfortable, but Hyunwoo said it would keep him alive. The other students gathered in the shuttle bay. They all wore their suits. They all looked nervous. Even Thren's confident posture seemed forced. Horth kept checking his temperature controls. Pip was shaking so hard his fur vibrated. "Ready?" Jiwon asked cheerfully. Too cheerfully, Kix thought. No one answered. They boarded the shuttle. Through the window, Kix watched the station grow smaller. Earth grew larger. They were really doing this. They were going to a death world. The shuttle shook as it entered the atmosphere. Alarms blared. The whole craft rattled and bounced. Pip screamed. Vel grabbed onto her seat with all her strength. Kix felt his stomach twist. Doyun sat calmly in his seat. His eyes were closed. He was sleeping. Sleeping. During this violent descent, the human instructor was taking a nap. Jiwon noticed the students staring. She laughed. "Oh, this is nothing," she said. "Wait until you experience a real storm." Finally, the shaking stopped. The shuttle landed with a thump. The door opened. Kix's first breath of Earth's air came through his suit's filters. Even filtered, it felt thick, heavy, full of things he could not identify. "Welcome to Earth," Doyun said, standing at the door. Behind him, Kix could see trees. Huge trees larger than any building on his homeworld. And beyond them, the wild, dangerous, beautiful death world waited. The Amazon rainforest made the temperate forest look safe. Kix stepped off the shuttle into a wall of heat and humidity. His suit's cooling system kicked into maximum power immediately. Through his filtered air, he could smell rot and growth and life all mixed together. "Welcome to one of Earth's jungles," Jiwon said. She looked happy. She always looked happy on Earth, Kix had noticed. "This is the Amazon, home to more species than any other place on land." Pip's suit made alarming beeping sounds. "My humidity sensors are broken," he said. "Not broken." Hyunwoo checked the readings. "The air here is 90% water. Your suit is working hard to keep you dry inside." "How do you breathe this?" Vel asked. She struggled to walk in the thick air. "We're used to it," Jiwon said, breathing easily. "Humans have lived in jungles for thousands of years. We adapt." The jungle was loud, so loud birds screeched. Insects buzzed. Frogs croaked. Water dripped from leaves high above. Everything was alive and making noise. "Your world has more species of ants," Hyunwoo told Horth, "than your entire planet has animals." "Impossible," Horth said. Then he looked down. The ground was moving. Thousands of ants marched in organized lines. Some carried leaves bigger than themselves. Some carried dead insects. They worked together like a machine made of tiny bodies. "Army ants," Doyun said. "They hunt in groups. They can eat an animal the size of Pip in a few hours. They leave only bones." Pip made a strangled sound and moved away from the ants. They walked deeper into the jungle. Kix kept his sensors on maximum alert. Every shadow could hide danger. Every sound could be a threat. His nerves were exhausted from constant vigilance. Then he saw it. Movement in the trees. Something big. Something that moved like liquid shadow. Yellow eyes watched them. Kix froze. His skin flashed white with fear. The creature was spotted, powerful, with huge teeth visible even from this distance. Jaguar, Doyen said calmly. He did not even reach for a weapon. She's just curious. We're too big to be prey. Too strange to be familiar. She'll watch us for a while, then leave. Just curious? Kix whispered. That thing could kill us. She could try, Doyen agreed. But she won't. We're not acting like prey. We're not running. We're not showing fear. She's smart enough to leave us alone. The jaguar watched for another minute. Then, as silently as it appeared, it vanished into the jungle. Kix's skin slowly returned to its normal blue color. Earth predators are everywhere, Jiwan explained as they continued walking. In the water, on land, in the air, even underground. Humans learned to live among them. We learned to read their behavior. We learned when to fight and when to avoid. They stopped for a meal. Jiwan showed them earth food. This is fruit, she said, biting into something red and round. It's actually slightly acidic, and these seeds contain small amounts of cyanide, but humans have been eating apples for thousands of years. Our bodies handle the toxins easily. You eat poison? Pip asked. We eat lots of things that would kill you, Hyunwoo said. Chocolate is toxic to many species. Onions, garlic, hot peppers, coffee, alcohol. All of these contain defensive chemicals that plants evolved to protect themselves. We learn to enjoy those chemicals. Jiwon pulled out a small red pepper. Watch this, she said, and bit into it. Her face turned red. Water came from her eyes. But she was smiling. Spicy, she said. I love it. Kix's sensors went crazy. That pepper contains capsaicin. That's a chemical weapon. Why would you eat a chemical weapon? Because it tastes good, Jiwon said, still smiling despite her red face and watering eyes. Humans were insane, Kix decided. Wonderfully, admirably, terrifyingly insane. The rain came without warning. One moment dry. The next moment water poured from the sky. But this was not like the gentle forest rain. This was violent. This was a deluge. Flash flood risk, Doyen said, suddenly serious. Move to high ground, now. The humans ran. They moved fast, finding a hill, climbing quickly. The students struggled to follow. Gravity, humidity, fear. Everything slowed them down. Kix heard it before he saw it. A roaring sound, water, lots of water. Moving fast. The flood came around a bend in the river. It was a wall of brown water, full of debris. Trees, rocks, earth. All carried by the rushing water. Thren stood at the bottom of the hill, confident in his strength. I can handle water, he said. Get up here. Doyen shouted, now. But Thren waited too long. The water hit him. For all his strength, for all his rock-solid body, the water swept him away like he weighed nothing. Doyen moved instantly. He had a rope. He threw it. Thren caught it. The captain and Jiwon pulled together, fighting the current. Slowly, they hauled the granitoid to safety. Thren lay on the ground, water dripping from his stone body. He was shaking. The proud, confident granitoid was shaking with fear. Earth does not care how strong you are, Doyen said quietly. Earth has forces that dwarf any individual. Water, wind, Earth itself. You must respect these forces, always. Thren nodded slowly. His confidence was gone. In its place was understanding. The next day they flew to the Gobi Desert. The shuttle landed on sand, endless sand. The heat hit them like a physical blow. Even with their suits, the students felt it. 45 degrees, Hyunwoo announced. In the sun, it feels even hotter. Horth's suit struggled. His species needed constant temperature. This heat was breaking his suit's capacity. I cannot adapt to this, he admitted. My species evolved for stability. Earth has no stability. No, Doyen agreed. Earth changes constantly. That's why humans learned to adapt so well. We had to. Stay still and Earth kills you. They walked into the desert. The heat was oppressive. The sun was merciless. There was no shade. No water, no shelter. Just sand and heat and a sky that seemed angry. Humans crossed this desert on foot, Jiwan said. Traders, travelers, explorers. They carried water and traveled at night when it was cooler. Some died, but many survived. Why? Vel asked. Why cross such a terrible place? To see what was on the other side, Jiwan said simply. Humans are curious. Sometimes dangerously curious. Night came. The temperature dropped, and dropped, and dropped. Within 2 hours it was cold. Actually cold. From 45 degrees to 5 degrees. A 40-degree swing. Horth's suit gave up. Alarms blared. Hyunwoo had to apply emergency temperature regulation. "This is too much," Horth said. "My species cannot handle such variation. Earth is impossible." "For your species, yes," Hyunwoo said kindly. "But humans? We can survive from -40 to +50 degrees. With just basic clothing, our bodies adjust. We shiver to generate heat. We sweat to cool down. We are built for this chaos." The next morning, the wind picked up. Sand began to blow. Within minutes, visibility dropped to 0. A sandstorm. The humans moved quickly. They pulled out cloth and poles. In 20 minutes, they built a shelter. Just fabric and sticks and rope. But it worked. It kept the sand out. The students huddled inside. Outside, the storm raged. Sand hit the shelter like tiny bullets. The wind howled. Static electricity crackled. "This is nature," Doyen said over the noise. "This is Earth, beautiful and deadly. Humans learned to work with it. We learned to predict it. We learned to survive it. Because we had no choice," Vel was crying. Actual tears. "I want to go home," she said. "I want my sky, my clouds, my peace." Hyunwoo sat next to her. "Many students feel this way," he said gently. 40% want to quit at this point. "You can leave. There is no shame in it. Earth is not for everyone." Vel was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "No, I will finish. I need to understand. I need to see it through." Kix looked at his fellow students. They were broken, exhausted, scared. But they were still here. Earth was teaching them something important. Not about survival, about themselves. About what they could endure. About what humans endured every day just by living. The orbital station felt safe, clean, controlled. After 2 weeks on Earth, Kix appreciated artificial environments in a new way. His homeworld's oceans had seemed boring before. Now they seemed like paradise, but he was different. They all were. Hyunwoo's medical scans showed it. Stress markers, changed hormone levels. Even their brain patterns had shifted. Earth had left permanent marks on them. "This happens to everyone," Hyunwoo explained. "Exposure to Earth changes you. Not just psychologically, physically. Your body remembers the danger. It stays alert. Some graduates report feeling too calm on their homeworlds after this. They miss the edge that Earth gave them." "Miss it?" Pip said. "I never want to feel that afraid again." But Kix understood. There was something about surviving Earth. Something that made regular life seem flat. Dull. He did not like that feeling. It scared him. They gathered in the classroom. Captain Doyen stood at the front. "Today we analyze," he said. "Today we understand. You have experienced Earth. Now we discuss what it means." Kix had prepared a presentation. He had spent 3 days organizing his thoughts. "Humans possess extraordinary abilities," he began. "Your pattern recognition is incredible. You see threats before they appear. You predict weather, animal behavior, danger. Your species evolved to see death coming." Doyen nodded. "Continue." "Your bodies have redundant systems," Kix said. 2 kidneys. 2 lungs. Your liver can regenerate. Your blood clots to stop bleeding. You can survive injuries that would kill most species. You are built to take damage and keep functioning. Your immune systems are aggressive," Vel added. "You fight billions of microorganisms every day. Your bodies are in constant warfare." "And your psychology," Thren said quietly. "The granitoid had been humble since the flood. You have mechanisms for managing fear. You do not freeze. You do not panic. You assess and act. Even when terrified, you function. Your social structures," Horth added. "You protect each other. You share knowledge. You teach your young to survive. Every human child learns about danger from birth. You pass down survival skills generation after generation." Jiwon smiled. "You have learned well. Yes, humans are survival machines. Earth made us this way. Every trait you described was selected for over millions of years. The humans who could not do these things died. The ones who could do them had children. Again and again until survival became our nature." She brought up a display. Images of Earth's history. "Ice ages," she said. "Periods where much of the planet froze. Temperatures dropped by 20 degrees. Food became scarce. Many species went extinct. Humans survived." Another image. Megafauna. Giant animals. Bears twice my size. Cats that could kill with one bite. Humans hunted them to extinction using only stone tools and teamwork. Another image. Volcanic winters. Ash in the sky for years. Crops failed. Populations crashed. Humans survive by eating anything. Insects, roots, each other when necessary. How? Pip whispered. How did you survive all that? G1's smile was fierce. We are too stubborn to quit and too creative to stay dead. When one solution fails, we try another. When that fails, we try another. We never stop trying, ever. Doyen took over. Other species developed space travel to expand, to find new resources, to grow their empires. Humans had a different reason. You wanted to escape Earth, Kix said. Partly, Doyen agreed. But mostly? We went to space because it was there. Because it was dangerous. Because it was unknown. Exploring deadly environments is what humans do. It is our baseline normal. G1 showed more videos. Humans climbing sheer cliffs with just their hands. Humans diving deep underwater where pressure could crush them. Humans standing at the edge of active volcanoes. Humans chasing tornadoes. Humans surfing giant waves. These are hobbies, she said. Recreation. Humans do these things for fun. The student stared in horror. We need challenge, Hyunwoo explained. We need stimulation. Humans who live in completely safe environments often develop psychological problems. Depression, anxiety. We need some level of danger to feel alive. It is coded into us. The galaxy fears you, Thren said suddenly. I understand why now. You are friendly. You are helpful. You trade fairly. You follow Federation laws. But underneath you are Deathworld predators, always. We are human, Doyen said. We do not want war. We prefer peace. But when threatened, we do not surrender. We do not retreat. We escalate. Earth taught us to fight back against anything, even our own planet. Show them, Juwon said quietly. Doyen hesitated, then nodded. He brought up classified files. Images of weapons. Terrible weapons. These are nuclear bombs, he said. Humans created these 600 years ago. Before space travel. Before first contact. We created weapons that could destroy all life on Earth. Multiple times over. Why? Phil asked, horrified. Because we were afraid of each other, Doyen said. Humans fought wars. Terrible wars. We killed millions of our own species. We built weapons to ensure we could kill millions more. For decades, we lived under the threat of total destruction. And then, Kix asked. And then we chose not to use them, Doyen said. We came together. We decided peace was better. We still have the weapons. We still have the knowledge. But we choose not to destroy ourselves. That choice every day is what makes us human. Not the ability to destroy. The choice not to. Hyunwoo spoke up. I want to share something personal. I was born on a Federation world. My parents left Earth before I was born. I grew up in a peaceful, safe, stable environment. Perfect temperature. No weather. No predators. No danger, he paused. I hated it. I felt anxious all the time. I felt wrong. Like something was missing. When I was 20, I visited Earth for the first time. I stepped out into a thunderstorm. Rain and wind and lightning. And for the first time in my life, I felt right. I felt home. That is in our DNA, he continued. That need for chaos. That need for challenge. We can live in peaceful places. But we never feel completely comfortable. We are built for Earth, for struggle, for survival. Kix thought about his own world. Beautiful Velthara with its calm oceans and gentle tides. He had always loved it. But now, a small part of him understood what Hyunwoo meant. There was something about Earth. Something that made you feel intensely alive. One more thing, Doyen said. Most species fight over resources, territory, food, water. These are logical reasons for conflict. Humans fight for ideas. We fight for beliefs. We fight for concepts like freedom and justice and honor. We will die for abstract principles. That makes us dangerous in a unique way. But also noble, Vel said. You fight for things beyond yourselves. Sometimes, Doyen agreed. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We can be cruel. We can be violent. But we also love. We create, we protect. We are complex. Earth made us complex. That night, Kix could not sleep again. His mind was full of new understanding. Humans were not monsters. They were not angels. They were survivors of the ultimate testing ground. Every human alive carried the legacy of billions of years of struggle. And now Kix carried a small piece of that legacy too. He had walked on Earth. He had survived barely with all his technology. Humans did it with just their bodies and their minds. The thought was humbling and terrifying and wonderful all at once. Tomorrow they would return to Earth for the final test. Antarctica, the frozen wasteland. Kix was afraid, but he was also ready. Earth had taught him something. Not just about humans, about himself, about what he could endure. The moment Kix stepped out of the shuttle, gravity hit him like a hammer. His 6 limbs buckled. The suit helped, but everything felt heavy. His body, his limbs, even his thoughts seemed slower under Earth's pull. Vel collapsed immediately. She came from a world with almost no gravity. Here she could barely lift her wings. Jiwon rushed to help her, attaching a support frame to her suit. "Don't worry," the lieutenant said. "It gets easier. Your muscles will adapt." Thren stood tall, his rock body handling the gravity well. He looked at the others struggling and said nothing. But Kix noticed even Thren moved more slowly than usual. Pip took tiny, trembling steps. Each movement looked painful. Horth's suit was working hard, making whirring sounds as it adjusted to Earth's conditions. "Take deep breaths," Hyunwoo said. "Let your suits do their work. Your bodies need time to adjust," Kix breathed in. Even through the filters, Earth's air felt wrong. It was thick with moisture. His sensors detected thousands of particles. Pollen, spores, dust, microorganisms. On his homeworld, the air was clean and pure. Here, every breath was full of life. "Amazing, isn't it?" Jiwon said, breathing deeply without any suit. "All this life in the air. Humans breathe it every second. Our bodies fight millions of tiny battles every day. Our immune systems are always at war." "War?" Pip whispered. "You live in constant war?" "We don't think of it that way," Hyunwoo said. "For us, it's normal. We evolved here. This is just life." Doyen led them into the forest. The trees were massive. Kix had seen pictures, but reality was different. These trees were alive. They moved in the wind. They made sounds. Leaves rustled. Branches creaked. Birds called from somewhere high above. "This is a temperate forest," Jiwon explained, walking backwards so she could see the students. "One of Earth's gentler environments. The temperature here is mild. There are no large predators nearby. We chose this location to start your training." "Gentle," Kix thought. This place felt wild and dangerous. Every plant could hide a threat. Every sound could mean danger. Jiwon stopped next to a plant with 3 leaves. "This is poison ivy," she said. "If you touch it, your skin will blister and itch for weeks. It produces an oil that causes an allergic reaction. The plant uses this chemical to defend itself." "A plant," Vel said slowly. "That attacks animals?" "Many earth plants have defenses," Jiwon said cheerfully. "Some have thorns. Some have poison. Some taste terrible. They evolved these defenses because Earth is dangerous for everyone. Even plants must fight to survive." A buzzing sound made everyone freeze. Something small flew past Kix's head. It was black and yellow, about the size of his smallest limb. "Just a bee," Doyen said. "Don't swat at it. Bees only attack if they feel threatened." "What does it do?" Horth asked, watching the creature nervously. "It can sting you," Jiwon explained. "The bee has a sharp stinger that injects venom. For humans, it's painful but not usually dangerous. For you, your suits will protect you, but a sting could damage the fabric." "Everything here wants to hurt us," Pip moaned. "Not wants to," Hyunwoo corrected gently. "Earth life forms defend themselves. They protect their territory. They survive. Just like we do." They walked for an hour. Jiwon pointed out more dangers. Stinging nettles, thorny bushes, a snake that slithered across the path. "Non-venomous," she said casually, as if that made it better. Then the sky darkened. Clouds rolled in fast, much faster than Kix thought possible. "Rain coming," Doyen announced. "Everyone, prepare yourselves." "What's rain?" Val asked. Her world had only mist. "Water falls from the sky," Hyunwoo said. "It's how Earth distributes moisture. It's actually quite beautiful." The first drops hit. They were not gentle. They struck Kix's suit with force. More drops came, then more, then it was pouring. Water fell from the sky in sheets. It was loud. It was violent. It was terrifying. Pip screamed and tried to hide under a tree. Vel pulled her wings tight against her body. Horth's suit alarm beeped as water sensors went crazy. Thren stood still, but even he seemed unsettled by water attacking from above. The humans just stood there. Jiwon tilted her face up, letting rain hit her skin. She was smiling. "I love the rain," she said. "So refreshing." "Refreshing?" Kix thought this was an assault. But the humans looked happy. They looked peaceful. They belonged here in this chaos. After 20 minutes, the rain stopped as suddenly as it started. The sun came out. Everything dripped. The air smelled different, richer, fuller. That was a light shower, Doyen said. During storm season, rain can fall for days. The wind can tear roofs off buildings. Lightning can start fires. And you lived through this, Kix said. It was not a question. He was beginning to understand. We do more than live through it, Doyen replied. We thrive in it. As the day went on, the temperature changed. It got colder. Not much, maybe 10 degrees. But Kix felt it. Horth's suit worked harder. Pip complained about the cold. On their homeworlds, temperature stayed constant. Here it changed by the hour. This is nothing, Jiwan said. In winter, this forest can be covered in snow. The temperature drops below freezing. Water turns solid. Plants appear to die, but they're just sleeping. In summer, it can be very hot. The temperature swings by 50 degrees between seasons. How do you survive such changes? Horth asked. He came from a world that never varied more than 5 degrees. We adapt, Hyunwoo said simply. We wear different clothes. We build shelters. We prepare. Adaptation is what humans do best. Night fell. On Kix's homeworld, night was gentle. Bioluminescent algae provided soft light. The temperature stayed warm. It was peaceful. Earth's night was different. Darkness came fast and complete. The temperature dropped another 15 degrees. Pip's fur fluffed up for insulation, but he was still shivering. Strange sounds echoed through the forest. Hoots, howls, rustling in the bushes. What are those sounds? Vel asked nervously. Owls, Jiwan said, building a fire. Foxes, raccoons, night animals. They're hunting for food. Don't worry, they won't bother us, mostly. Mostly? That word did not reassure Kix. They sat around the fire. The flames danced and crackled. Fire was another thing Kix had only seen in videos. Controlled combustion. Dangerous but useful. The humans sat close to it, letting the heat warm them. Long ago, Doyen said, staring into the flames. Humans had no technology, no suits, no tools except stones and sticks. They survived by being smart, by working together, by never giving up. How? Thren asked. Even the proud granitoid sounded impressed. How could a species survive here without technology? We learned, Doyen said. We watched. We remembered. We taught our children. We made mistakes and survived them. We died and others learned from our deaths. Generation after generation, we got better at surviving. Earth made you strong, Kix said quietly. Earth made us human, Doyen replied. Every challenge shaped us. Every danger taught us. We are who we are because of this world. That night, Kix could not sleep. His suit kept him safe, but his mind raced. One day on Earth, and he understood something important. Humans were not just survivors. They were products of constant warfare with their own planet. Every human alive was a descendant of the toughest, smartest, most adaptable members of their species. As he lay in his shelter, listening to Earth's night sounds, Kix realized something else. This was only the beginning. This gentle forest was Earth being kind. Tomorrow they would see what Earth looked like when it was not trying to be friendly. Antarctica was white, completely white. The shuttle landed on ice, and all Kix could see was white in every direction. White ground, white sky, white horizon. It was beautiful and terrifying. The temperature reading made Pip whimper. Minus 40 degrees. Minus 40. My homeworld never goes below 20 degrees, never. This is your final test, Doyen said. 72 hours. 3 days. You will use everything you learned. You will work together. You will survive. Or we can activate our emergency beacons, Hyunwoo added. There is no shame in stopping. Many students withdraw at this point. Whatever you choose, you have already learned more than most beings in the galaxy. The 5 students looked at each other. Kix's skin flickered with uncertainty. Vel's feathers trembled. Pip's eyes were wide with fear. Horth's scales had lost their shine. Even Thren looked worried. Together, Thren said finally. We face this together. The others nodded. They had come this far. They would see it through. The shuttle left. Suddenly, they were alone on the ice. The wind picked up immediately. It cut through everything. Cold that Kix had never imagined. Cold that hurt. Cold that killed. Shelter first, Jiwan said. She was wearing thick clothing but no environmental suit. Just fabric. We build before dark. We work fast. The humans showed them how to cut blocks of snow, how to stack them, how to create a dome. It was hard work. The cold made everything difficult. But slowly a shelter took shape. Inside it was warmer. Not warm, but warmer. The snow blocked the wind. The group's body heat raised the temperature a few degrees. It was enough to survive. Humans have lived in places like this for thousands of years, Doyen said. Arctic peoples. They thrived in conditions that would kill most species. They hunted. They raised families. They created art and music and culture. In the ice. Why? Val asked. Why not move somewhere warmer? Because it was their home, Jiwan said. Because they adapted to it. Because humans can make a home anywhere. Even here, that night was long. The wind howled outside. The temperature dropped further. The students huddled together, sharing warmth. Kix thought about his ocean home. Warm water, gentle currents, safety. But he also thought about what he had learned. About pushing past fear. About adapting. About surviving. Earth had taught him that comfort and growth rarely came together. Tell us about courage, Kix said to Doyen in the darkness. The captain was quiet for a moment. Courage is not the absence of fear, he finally said. I am afraid many times. In the jungle, in the desert, here in the ice. But courage is acting despite the fear. It is doing what must be done even when you are terrified. Humans are not fearless, Hyunwoo added. We are experienced at being afraid. We have been afraid for millions of years. We just learned to function anyway. The second day was harder. They had to find food. Water was easy, just melted snow. But finding anything to eat in this frozen wasteland seemed impossible. Jiwan led them to the ocean's edge. Seals basked on the ice. Antarctic seals, she said. Humans hunted these for food and warmth. We used every part. Meat for food. Fat for fuel. Skin for clothing. Nothing wasted. They did not hunt the seals. The humans had brought food for the students. But the lesson was clear. Humans found ways to survive even here, at the bottom of the world, in the coldest place on the planet. That afternoon, the blizzard hit. It came fast. One moment clear sky, the next moment white chaos. Wind and snow and zero visibility. They rushed back to the shelter. But Pip's suit began beeping. Power failure. His heating system was dying. I can activate my beacon, Pip said, his voice shaking. They can extract me. Or you can share my shelter, Thren said. My thermal mass is large. I retain heat. It will be uncomfortable for both of us. But we will survive. Kix saw the decision on Pip's face. The easy choice was to leave, to go back to safety, but they had come this far together. I will share, Pip said. We finish this together. They rode out the blizzard pressed together. Thren's rock body radiated stored heat. Pip's small form absorbed it. It was not comfortable, but it worked. They survived. When the storm ended, they emerged into stunning clarity. The sun broke through clouds. The ice sparkled. It was breathtakingly beautiful. That is Earth, Doyen said. Deadly and beautiful. Terrible and wonderful. Both at once, always. On the third day, they hiked toward their extraction point. The journey took 6 hours. Every step was work, gravity, cold, fatigue, everything hurt. Then they saw it. A structure, a human research station. Smoke rose from its chimney. Lights glowed in the windows. People live here, Jiwan said. Scientists, engineers, they stay for months. Sometimes years. They study the ice, the weather, the ocean. They do this by choice. A woman came out to greet them. She was older, with white hair and warm eyes. My niece, Jiwan said. Dr. Nari, she has lived in Antarctica for 15 years. Welcome, Nari said. Would you like hot tea? Come inside where it is warm. Inside the station was life. Books, pictures, plants growing under lights. A kitchen, bedrooms, people lived here. Actually lived here, why? Kix asked Nari. Why stay in such a harsh place? Nari smiled. Earth tries to kill us every day. That is why we love it. It makes us earn our existence. Every morning I wake up, I have to work to survive. That makes life meaningful. That makes me feel alive. And suddenly Kix understood. Truly understood. Humans did not just tolerate Earth's challenges. They needed them. They thrived on them. Adversity was not something to escape. It was something that gave life purpose. The shuttle arrived. They flew back to the orbital station. The graduation ceremony was simple. Captain Doyen stood before them. You are the first group in 8 years to complete this program together, he said. Every student finished. That is rare. That is special. He handed each of them a certificate. Official recognition from the Galactic Federation. They had survived Earth. Remember what you learned, Hyunwoo said. Not just about Earth, not just about humans. About yourselves. About what you can endure. About what you can overcome. When Kix's turn came, Doyen looked into his eyes. You asked me why humans do not leave Earth, now you understand. Earth made us. We owe it our strength. We owe it everything we are. Kix nodded. He did understand. Finally. A week later, Kix returned to Velthara. His family greeted him with joy and relief. His ocean home was as beautiful as he remembered, calm, peaceful, safe. But something had changed. The constant peace felt strange now. He missed the edge, the awareness, the feeling of being truly alive that Earth had given him. His friends asked about Earth, he tried to explain. But words were not enough. You had to feel the rain, breathe the air, face the dangers. Only then would you understand. Kix looked up at the night sky. Somewhere up there was Earth, spinning, storming, living. A planet that created the most remarkable species in the galaxy, not through gentleness, through challenge, through constant pressure. Through never letting them rest, he thought about the humans, about Doyen's calm in the face of danger, about Jiwan's joy in the chaos, about Hyunwoo's understanding that adversity shaped greatness. They were not adapted to space. Space was adapted to them. They brought their Deathworld resilience to the galaxy. They showed everyone what survival really meant, what strength really was, what it meant to never surrender. Kix started working as an ambassador, helping humans and aliens understand each other. He had walked on Earth, he had survived. He could bridge the gap between the peaceful garden worlds and the chaotic death world. 5 years passed. The students reunited at the academy. They had all changed, all grown, all succeeded in their own ways. Thren revolutionized granitoid military training. Vel wrote a best-selling book. Horth studied psychology. Pip taught anthropology. They stood together at the observation deck. Earth rotated below. Still beautiful, still deadly, still home to humanity. We survived Earth, Kix said quietly. We can survive anything. Doyen appeared beside them. He was retired now, but still strong, still watchful, still unmistakably human. That is what it means to be human, he said with a slight smile. Welcome to the club. Kix looked at his friends. At the planet below, at the vast galaxy beyond. They had learned why Earth was called a death world. They had learned why humans were special. They had learned that the greatest teachers were not gentle. Earth had taught them well, and they would carry those lessons forever. The end.